Trader Tony posted, ICE at airports is just laying the groundwork for ICE at polling places, by the way, which, yeah, pretty much. There's the hats. Thank you, Sean.
It's normalization. It's
and then Lauren Chen retweeted that saying, so there are illegal immigrants at the polling places, with the picture of, that's from Inglourious Bastards, but Cyrus, do you know what kind of uniform this gentleman is wearing?
It's an SS uniform, isn't it?
I believe it is, because the gentleman in this movie was playing a Nazi. So the fact that she's using a Nazi to be like, like, basically, it's mask off at this point.
It's like, so you're telling me, you just tell everybody that you disagree with that they're a Nazi. Okay, but I disagree with you, and I also...
using a Nazi to emphasize that,
also,
because I am a Nazi.
This is Lauren Chen, the person who took millions of dollars from Russia in order to spread pro-Russia propaganda in the United States, and that was confirmed.
I know you made me wear the hat, Sean, but I am aware of this, but I didn't say anything about Sherlock, okay? I'm just wearing a deerstalker cap. That's all it is. Have we seen Gary tonight? He was the first hat. But yeah, no, she's just mask off at this point. I'm using Nazis to make my points for me.
Yep. But, like with everything else, if we point that out, somebody's going to say, it's just a funny movie. Like, yeah, it is just a funny movie, but there's a reason that they're choosing that.
Yeah, there are so many people that made a similar face at some point in their career in the movies that you could have selected from. There are many of them. Many of them come in GIF form, where they are making, like, funny movements to accentuate it. And would have made the point even better than this image would have. But she made the conscious choice to use an image of a Nazi.
Yup. Fantastic.
Tim Pool. So Tim Pool says, we've known for 10 minutes that Google was found liable, but news outlets have yet to publish on it. So Google was found liable. Google and Meta were found liable for causing a woman's social media addiction, and they've been fined, or like they've been ordered to pay her $6 million. That's what this is about. So 10 minutes ago, we found out that Google's liable, but news outlets have yet to publish on it. Just that a verdict was reached, not what the verdict was. X is the now news outlets are dead. So, few things here. First and foremost,
why are you sucking Elon's dick?
Okay, yeah, there's that. But when I look for my news, like when I'm actually looking for news, I want that news to be like I would prioritize accuracy over speed.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if it took an extra 20 minutes. If they get the facts right and the guy that published right away is wrong, like that's why there was, I forget which shooting it was, but there was a shooting that happened just before we went live one time, and we did not talk about it that week because it just happened. We don't know anything about it. It would be irresponsible to talk about it. And we're not even a professional news organization. Oh. So yeah, I would prefer that my news outlets be a little bit delayed in order to get the details right. But also, I took the screenshot. The time is hard to read, so I wrote it bigger there. I took the screenshot at 5:23 p.m. BBC published 4 hours ago, so that would be 1:23 p.m., where if we look at the time that he sent this, it was 1:30. So 7 minutes before Tim Pool sent this, BBC published it. Meta and YouTube found liable in social media addiction trial.
So you're telling me that Tim Pool lied? That's so weird.
I don't know that I would raise this to the level of a lie. I would say that he's just such an idiot that he scrolled Twitter, saw the people talking about it, but did not see links to news outlets. So he assumed that the news outlets hadn't published on it yet. So he posted about that.
How do you think the people at the random fuckers on X knew that something had happened because somebody posted about it on a news outlet?
Yeah. So like this is another one of those things where like I have seen it happen so many times, excuse me, where someone will post something with a link to a news article about something bad happening or whatever, and they'll be like, nobody is covering this. Like,
but you knew about it because somebody covered it.
Like you posted a link to a news article covering it. What do you mean nobody's covering it?
Why is nobody talking about this? Okay, but how did you find out? Because somebody talked about it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, like, unless you are a reporter on the ground, you heard about it from someone who was covering it.
Many such cases.
Mark Fernkoff is shocked that we're not a professional news organization.
Nope, we are not. We get things wrong.
We are just as professional as some people that have White House credentials, so we may as well be.
Yeah. Steigander says a lie is halfway around the world while the truth is just getting its shoes on. And the other half of that is that it is often so much harder to disassemble a lie than it is to say it. It takes way more effort to go into the reasons why somebody is wrong than it is to just say a wrong thing. This is why in debate, the Gish Gallop is such a popular tactic.
This is why I have videos that are an hour long responding to a video that's 10 minutes long. Because they'll say a thing, and then be like, oh, well, that's wrong because of this, which was informed by that, which was informed by that. There's this whole big pile of stuff. Like, yeah.
I have to get into many things here in order to go over the... Oh, that is not a good feeling.
You okay?
That is a... So, one of my complaints has been that we have air conditioning now. One of my mods, Dorito, came up, and because they have HVAC certifications and they know this shit, the unit that I bought, they were able to install, and so we have air conditioning now and heat, and the electricity's been redone, and hopefully my power bill's not $600 some odd over and over again now.
With my office in the garage, because I am going to need to put a split heat pump in there.
Well, that's what this house is ran on now.
That's what I need.
One of my frustrations has been that despite the fact that the house is now more comfortable and therefore I should be able to function better, I also got sick, like right afterwards. So today, everything that I've done has caused me to break out in cold sweats and have brain fog and stupid dumb shit. And
I have brain fog because the kids all just Heidi's kids are still young enough that sometimes they will crawl into bed with her, which also happens to be with me, but they don't want me. And honestly, I'm kind of grossed out by kids, so I don't want them.
Fennec, if you were here for the beginning, the first thing that I got into on stream was saying, I hate living in a world where every time you mention you're sick or you have any symptoms at all, the first words out of anybody's mouth. That
was actually the end of your stream before we joined together. That wasn't the beginning of mine.
Yeah, beginning of mine. Fennec's in my chat.
Okay.
But Fennec said, did you test for the plague? I pointed out the frustration that I live in a world where the first words out of anybody's mouth are, have you tested for COVID? But I also can never be frustrated with anybody that says that, because all of us have the shared trauma of the world being shut down by a fucking plague. So of course the first things out of any of our mouths is going to be that. I want to be frustrated that I have to hear that every time, but I can't be, because all of us lived through that shit. And we developed habits as a result of it, and it sucked for all of us.
Yeah. But anyway, my point in saying that is both the kids ended up in bed last night, which means I ended up on the couch, and I just didn't sleep, basically. So I'm exhausted.
That sucks. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.